Welcome back to Akame Ga Kill Anime Review Part 3, and this is the last one I'm going to do. I probably would do another video of this series. I can probably talk about, I can probably just do in this video also talk about the two spin-off manga and how I feel about them so far. I'll talk about that after I finish, talk about how I adapt the final 36 chapters. Alright, yeah. The anime only adapted the first 42 chapters, despite taking elements in the last 36. But I would have rushed it for 5 episodes. There are 36 chapters. There's a few ways they can do this, where if they bring the series back and they just have it to where they can just conclude that the last 5 episodes of the original series are just a what-if story. And one thing, there was a few things I would keep. There was a lot of things I would keep definitely from the manga. Like, I would have it where Wild Hunt was a lot more of a threat than the actual, and the filler where they just did nothing at all. And their leader is killed off one episode in the following episode after, actually, it was like one episode after his return because he was responsible for the two-parter with Tatsu and Elstep went to Desert Island. Yeah. And I would also have it where they would adapt like 2, maybe 3 chapters per episode just to get through the last 36 chapters. If they do 2, they can probably get through the last 36 chapters in roughly, I'd say about 18 episodes per se. But there's also some side stuff that the series does have. They're kind of like side stories. I would adapt those as well because those are stuff that they could definitely adapt from the actual manga itself. Yeah, they just bonus stuff. I would have that adapted as well, so that could be another like additional episode or 2 per se. Let's see. Yeah, these other specials that they could just throw these in if they wanted to. But yeah, that's just basically what I would do with it. I'm looking at this 42. That's actually part 1 of a 2-part story, and like, yeah, they stopped at 42 for some strange reason. I don't really understand the animator's concept of stopping after 42 and just having where the final 5 episodes is nothing but filler, basically non-canon stuff, and changing the ending of the series where the main character dies in a pendulum episode, which I thought was. I criticized that decision. Now, when I'm watching it, why would they kill off the main character, the guy who's basically got a lot of focus in the series, and essentially put the main protagonist of the series, and he gets killed off in the pendulum episode? What? I'm sure some people are pretty disappointed with these last 5 episodes, especially since the first 19 are really good. The only one main change I would make, because in the manga, after Bowles' death, the Wild Hunt goes and kills his family as part of an investigation. I would have it where Wave, Kaname, and Run, where they do a last-minute save of Bowles' family and take him straight to Jaguar headquarters for their protection from Wild Hunt, so that they don't go after him all. Because despite how much of a cruel man Bowles was, he had a really good family. He had a beautiful wife, beautiful daughter. And I would allow these two to live because that's one thing I did like about the non-canon episodes is that they allowed Bowles' family to live at the end. I would actually keep that part, have that idea where they save him like the last minute. Like, they're about to kill him, and then they just jump right through the window. Like, I think it's like Run just jumps straight to the window and just saves them the last second. Yep, and just have them take them straight to Jaguar headquarters and have them both stay there until. And of course, they're probably going to explain to Elsa like why are these two here, even though that. And I'm sure that Wade could probably explain to her that Wild Hunt was actually going to kill these two as part of an investigation. Yeah, because well, despite the fact that Elsa may be a bloodthirsty murderer, she's not out to kill family members of her own team. Because it seems like the way they portray her in the anime, and kind of like how she does in the manga, she does generally care about her team that she does have. Yep. So that's one change I would definitely make. As for who Tatsumi ended up at the end, it's a toss up between either mine or probably L's death. It would be surprising if it ends up with both. Yeah, that would be interesting. Though I would also have it where they would have it a way where he could be cured of his tyrant stuff, where he could be turned back normal at the end, so he could at least have a happy, decent ending. And even though Elsa was in love with him the whole time, I would possibly have it where after she gets killed, there's someone suggesting maybe they can resurrect her in the future stuff. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. She was a great character and all. It just seems odd though. I think for some fans, they probably didn't like the fact that Tatsumi and with her that they had with someone like Mine. Yeah, I personally don't mind the fact she had with Mine because, well, he probably liked her a lot better than Elzev anyways, because Elzev was very obsessively lusting over him the whole time, anytime they saw each other. And you kind of act like she had a schoolgirl crush on him. At least she wasn't nervous to talk to him like Boa Hancock is from One Piece. Or in the case of Hinata, throughout the half the time she was talking to Naruto when they were younger, before they got married and had 2 kids. But, yeah, the only thing that Tatsumi didn't like about Elzef was the fact she was very bloodthirsty and sadistic. She was kind of a psychopath, but it'll be a toss-up. It just depends on what the animators want to do. I don't really mind who he ends up with. If somehow that, even though that in the manga she dies, she gets killed by Akame, which even in the manga and anime, the battle between the two of them is awesome. Because I think that even Tatsumi knows, even though Elzev is in love with him, I highly doubt he can kill a woman who actually is in love with him. So having Akame kill Elzev makes perfect sense. I would definitely keep that. Yeah. But I would probably keep with mine because, well, they actually developed their relationship really well. Yeah, but it just depends exactly what the animators wanted to do. But I would have it mostly kept to how it was depicted in the manga with a couple of minor changes here and there. But I wouldn't rush it for adapting 4 chapters an episode. No, I wouldn't do that. I would just have it where each episode would just be an adaptation of at least 2, maybe 3 chapters an episode. This is just something I would want to see for if they bring the series back. They probably would call it Akame ga Kill Reborn if they bring the series back and just adapt the final 36 chapters. And maybe they can do in between like certain stuff going on. Maybe they can do some filler stuff. Like maybe have it where they can develop Tatsumi and Mine's relationship a little bit more than how it usually was seen in the manga. I mean, yeah. But, oh, there's one other change I would make. I didn't like the fact Lani died in the manga and the anime. I didn't like the fact she died. I would probably have it where she could fall into a coma and possibly come back, but I would not have her die. I didn't like the fact she died in the first place. I mean, she's my favorite character from the anime and manga. I didn't like the fact she died. I mean, yeah, she got shot by Mr. On, and she could at least have her get I don't know, medically treated. And have her either, 1, fall into a coma, or 2, have her live at the end. Yeah, because she was just a great character. I love this character. I just don't understand what was the writer's idea in the manga just to kill her off. It just seems so odd of an idea. I mean, yeah, I get the fact that the writer killed off most of Night Raid by the end of the series, but with the exception of Mine, Tatsumi, the boss, and Akame. With the exception of these 4, they generally did kill off pretty much most of Night Raid by the end of the series. Though, yeah, that's probably what I would do. But, so, mostly put, just keep mostly to the manga, how it was depicted, with the exception of a couple of small changes. Though I think having Lani survive at the end probably would be a big change for how she meets her end in the manga. But, yeah, and have it where she's under the care of the boss, where she just sort of survives, but she falls, like, even though she collapses, but she doesn't die per se. Have it where either, well, it can't be a comic because she's basically going off someplace. Have it where it's the boss who finds her, and she gets immediately medical treatment, and and because of the fact she can barely be alive at the moment, have her be sort of what they could be the show's version of medically induced coma. Keep her like that until they can properly heal her wounds, because her Imperial Arms was destroyed at the end. Yeah, that's one thing I thought was really weird about the end of the series. Be right back. My apologies. I had to go take care of something. My mother asked me to help her with a box because we're also taking down Christmas decorations today. Okay, where was I? Oh yes, but mostly put, yeah, like I said before I had to be rudely interrupted. Mostly keep it how it is in the manga, with those two changes. Like I said, keep both family alive and have Lonnie survive. But oh yeah, and finding a way where, like, I would also have it mentioned that Akame would also mention that she would find a way to cure Tatsumi of his, like, restoring to his return being human. Yes, I would have that where she would mention that, like, I'm gonna go reinforce the border, because in the anime she just abruptly just leaves. Yeah, but I would definitely have it to where she's gonna go to another country, then and find a way to cure Tatsumi of restore Tatsumi being human. Okay, fine. But yeah, but anybody who did not die in the manga, with the exception of Lonnie, have keep them alive, like Karome, Akame's little sister, and have it where where he tells her that he's in love with her. Have it where he mentions that to Akame, that like her hearing that somebody's in love with someone in love with her sister aside from her, she'll be shocked and be happy at the same time. It's like probably getting both a hug, like, I'm happy for both of you. Now go. Like, I would have write that in there. Yep. But yeah, that's the only changes I would possibly make. But this is just what I would want to do. But else that would still need to die at the end. Despite the fact she's actually a pretty good character, despite being a psychopath. Though a lot of her attachment to Tatsumi is very similar to, like I've said in part 1, the Julia Lockhart from Fairy Tail. Yeah, as a matter of fact, she's got a similar appearance to her. Blue hair, chalk white skin, obsessed with a cool character. Yep, like Tatsumi. Yep. Otherwise, though, that's really it when it comes to that. Excuse me. But let me give my brief thoughts on the 2 spin-off manga of the series. Akame Gotta Kill Zero and Hawari Ga Crush. Akame Gotta Kill Zero is a prequel manga set just a few short years before the actual main series. It is currently only 48 chapters in, and I've only read the first 37 chapters. And on the books themselves, it's explicit content. There's not much for violence per se in this particular series. There is violence a lot in the original series. In the original Akame Gotta Kill series, there's a lot of violence in that one. This one, not much violence. This one is basically kind of what Fairy Tail is famous for. Lots of fan service. And there's lots of female nudity in here. There's also a couple times where one character was a woman who's a lesbian, and she has lesbian sex like twice. Like, there's even lesbian sex depicted in this series like 2 or 3 times. Heck, even Akame got a chance to sort of be forced into the whole lesbian stuff that the series did. But I think that's what the series has mostly been known for. Well, I've never heard anybody talk about Akame Gotta Kill Zero, because the fact there's a lot of nudity, like in chapters. Now, mostly the nudity was mostly kept at the hot springs. And then, like, by chapter 17, where like 3 characters get a chapter, one was like Akame. Yeah, I think it was Akame, some other woman's part of their assassin group, and some guy. And one of the priests who actually, by the way, they're the same 4 beasts who show up in the main series. Yeah. And what does this guy do? Sort of, because they're all doped up, so this guy basically rips up one of the girl's clothes, showing off her, well, let's say her private parts, and basically starts undressing her, and implies he's going to rape her, and then Akame's like, nah, she's not into that, do me instead. Yep, this actually happens in chapter 17 of all things. And then he's told to stop. Yep. But I personally don't mind the fan service because, well, the fan service for the guys is basically seeing the girls without their clothes on. It's just too bad they don't do that for the women who probably would read the series seeing the guys in nude. Yep. So, it's probably just fan service just for the guys. Yep. And as for Hawari Got Crushed, this is set like not long after the events of the series, where Akame actually shows up roughly in chapter 1, and she's a supporting character, which I don't mind that at all. It's actually a really interesting idea, the fact they kept her, and she goes to this other country where she's like miles away. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how far she is. And the main character of the series is actually the daughter of another character who died in Chapter 1, who was called by the same name. Originally, her name was, get this, Hanada, but she changed her name to her mother's name just so they continue her mother's legacy. And just by sheer coincidence, she's a spitting image of my late mother. Yep. Oh yeah, instead of killing like random people or government figures, yeah, she kills pirates. So essentially put, it's kind of like a pirate. It's kind of like a pirate-ish manga, and she goes out like in the sea several times. And at the end of the most recent chapter, Chapter 6, Akame finally got in the action. After not doing very much, she's recovering, and she still got the marks from her weapon being destroyed at the end of the Akame Gotta Kill series. But at least she's getting a little bit of development, and she's also mentioning that she's searching for the cure for Tatsumi. Would I like to see the series have anime form? Yes, along with Akame Gotta Kill Zero. And if I were the animators, keep the fan services. Don't make any changes. Just pretty much keep it straight exactly how the manga is depicted it. Now, this manga, along with Hinowa Got Crushed, this one is still going on. Now, unlike most manga writers who I can find on Wikipedia, this one, I can't find any information on this writer aside from the fact this person, I don't know if it's a guy or woman. It's probably a guy. I'm not really sure. Where they've only done 3 books. Akame Gotta Kill, Akame Gotta Kill Zero, and Hinowa Got Crush. Yep. So, overall, the 2 spin-off manga and manga spin are actually pretty good. I actually really enjoyed both of them. One I've read all the chapters for. In the case of Akame Gotta Kill Zero, this one I can really find apparently the next 2 books, which are supposed to be released soon, not released yet, so I guess they just don't want to release the chapters for the rest of the chapters online. Heck, one site, I'm not going to name the site, they only put up the first 13 chapters. Another site, most sites for some reason either put up the first 13, 16, or even 25 chapters. It's very bizarre. I have never seen this for a manga series. Yeah. So yeah, that's really it for this episode. Would I do part 4? Probably not. This is probably going to be my last one I'm going to do because I just don't currently have any. There's nothing else really much to talk about for Akame Gotta Kill, unless of course that the series would come back. But thank you, Nightcore, for recommending the series to me. It's really good. He enjoyed it, so I enjoy it too. Though I don't know if the YouTuber is a guy or a girl. I just think it's probably a guy. Though it could be a girl. Who knows? I've never met the person, so I've spoken to him once. He's commented on my videos, so yeah, there's that. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned for whenever I get a chance to do more videos today. I'm hoping to get a chance to do a review of the Rurouni Kenshin anime movies. Those are probably going to be next. But right now, I'm going to finish up doing, for right now, the Attack on Titan prequel manga, Attack on Titan Before the Fall. Okay? But until we see you in my next video, bye.